On Cricbuzz Comm Box, we promised you it was going to be that kind of a game, a battle of attrition between two teams. The loser exits the tournament. The winner goes to meet Delhi for a spot in the final. Now, it started off rollickingly for the men from Bangalore. It looked as if 180, 190, 200 was already on the cards. Suddenly, the spinners have pulled things back. The wicket of Padikkal to Lockie Ferguson, then Srikhar Bharat going. Finally, Maxwell has come to the crease with only half the innings left. Let's try and discuss the ramifications of that with Ajay Jadeja. We've been talking a lot about the number 3 spot. What should be their perfect batting lineup? Now, if your impact player, Glenn Maxwell, walks in with half the innings left, AB de Villiers is still chilling with a cup of tea in the dressing room. It's got to tell you something.
Yeah, what it tells me is that, the mindset that they've had, because, I don't blame them. I mean, they're stuck in that position. Bharat had a fabulous game. He won them that game where all these big guns didn't do anything in that last game. So, how do you leave him out? But with that start, you got that start in a knockout game, 55 or 50 plus score in 5 overs. And when you lose that wicket and you still send in Bharat when you have that Maxwell in form and AB de Villiers, just tells me that they fear your team. They fear KKR, that there's enough bowling in this side. We may have got lucky and got this start, but we are happy with this. Let's keep holding to whatever we have rather than go out and just blow the opposition away. So they've given KKR a chance to come back into this game.
Now, the interesting battle we talked about, we were wondering whether or not with Maxwell's entry, would Lockie Ferguson be tossed the ball by Owen Morgan? Well, it's Shakib who's bowling to him. We know Maxwell's record against spin, and he's already won the first blow. Reverse sweeping Shakib very convincingly to the boundary. And I think this is going to be a battle that if KKR can somehow come out on top, because Maxwell's going to be going hard, knowing he has only half the innings to bat, it could make a telling difference.
It could. I think you were absolutely right. Even at the start when we were talking that, Maxwell will be the key. And I feel, yes, he will be the key from here on, no doubt. Luckily for KKR, this is Shakib's last over. So, the style of bowling that he's going to get from Shakib is totally different from what you see on your screen. You've got Varun Chakravarti left with 2 and Sunil Narayan left with 3. So those are the 5 overs of spin that he will have to deal with in the half the game left. And he'll have a, couple of overs from Lockie Ferguson. So 7 out of those 10 are going to come from them. So I think KKR would be in a happier position than where, RCB is at that stage.
Yeah, the one person who really hasn't turned up to the party for Kolkata has been Shivam Mavi. He was so good the other day, a bit like Srikhar Bharat, sort of goes off the boil, but Kolkata won't mind that. In a sense, they've sort of put the brakes on. Quick word on Virat Kohli. I mean, when he came out to bat, we sort of saw the intent was vintage Kohli. Was it looking like a 3-figure type of score? But he seems also to have got into a shell slightly, just not managing to get his timing.
Yeah, when at the start it was, he got a little bonus. He got Shakib to bowl a rank long hob where he pulled and the first over got going. And then that momentum, I mean, he's a man who, believes in that momentum, lives in the moment. He was going through that momentum. And suddenly when that wicket fell, once Padikkal got out, he's gone into a shell and he's playing a whole different role. I think what went wrong is Bharat coming in and also playing the same role that Virat Kohli was playing. And now that Maxwell has come in, probably will allow Kohli to, just play freely and just go run a ball. He has an important role to play because, if I think from RCB's point of view, it won't be the strike rate that Kohli is going to generate from here. The strike rate can be generated by AB de Villiers and Maxwell. Kohli needs to hold that. But now if he lets the end go, then they're in big trouble. So I won't mind the strike rate being lower, I mean, from RCB's point of view, but I want Kohli to be around for, a longer period of time, which will allow the other two to play freely.
Now, one of the problems for them, as Lockie Ferguson has been handed the ball, sort of as we predicted, Michael Vaughan suggested it, Glenn Maxwell doesn't like it, Shakib's finished. It's going to be an interesting battle over number 12, Maxwell versus Ferguson. But as we keep an eye on the first couple of deliveries, let's just finish on Virat Kohli. He's got out, the bulk of his dismissals have come in that middle phase where he also strikes at about 110. So from his own perspective, he'll want to do 2 things. Hang in there towards the slog overs and maybe bump that 110 to about 130, 140.
Yeah, if he hangs around, if he's around in the 18th over, that number will definitely go up because not just him, I think it's the opposition that would be happy giving him singles. And they've done that throughout today, even at the start. So it's about whether he wants to go from that 110 to 130 or is looking to go to 230. I think 230 is a long way to go. For Bangalore, if he just goes around at that same pace, takes a single off every ball and makes sure that Maxwell plays maximum balls, I think that's the job that Kohli has at this moment. It's shocking for me to say that, in a side where games happening, Kohli's batting set, and I'm saying, look, his job is to give the single away. And the only reason is because what form the Maxwell has been in and what is yet to come. But that's the role. You got to play your roles at times.
Well, he's already had his first mini little battle. One was a wide, and then Maxwell hasn't got bat and ball. Loud appeal for LBW, turned down, going down leg, but nonetheless a mini little battle won by Lockie Ferguson. At this stage, Ajay, are we revising our predictions for a final total? We thought it could be a high total, but with that 10 over score, are you revising what you think they might get?
I think for them to win, they'll have to get to my total, but looks like they're slightly short. They're about 10, 15 runs short. They're probably closer to Michael Vaughan's total at this moment. But this wicket's certainly better. The outfield is certainly quicker than the last few games. So I still feel that winning total is, what did I pick? 185 or 180?
185.
Problem is when you go to these auctions, you have too much money in your pocket.
And you have a persuasive auction here.
So it looks like around 170 would be the mark. I think it would be plus and minus 10 unless we see something dramatic change. But from at this stage, if I had to make a call, it would be 170 plus minus 510.
Fair point. We'll see if we can hold you to that. But plenty of drama, I suspect, still to come with all those overs of spin and the Lockie Ferguson-Maxwell battle. So much to look forward to, so much to assess when we come back at the end. That's all from Cricbuzz Comm Box.